I honestly want a six-figure guy. Is what I'm realizing.
And ma'am, and that's my point. You ladies all feel like, listen, you ladies all feel like you're the exception to the rule. And then when someone like myself comes along and gives you a dose of reality, instead of just accepting it, it's like, yeah, but I'm special. You don't know any men on this level that are not your father, that aren't related to you. That means you don't know these men. You don't know where to go get them. You don't know what they want. But you're still saying, pick me. They don't want mid 30-year-old baby mamas. I'm trying to be polite, man, but they don't want those.
Can I ask you a question?
Did you hear what I said?
Yes.
Why is that so? Okay, go ahead.
I just told it.
Go ahead.
Um, my from my point of view, I feel like I get what you're saying. They do have better options, but also those better options are younger girls. Those younger girls don't necessarily are necessarily 20-year-olds are not necessarily attracted to 45-year-olds.
Bullshit. I'm 51 and I can't beat them off with a stick. That's another one on you lies. No, younger women are attracted to older men. What are you talking about?
So can you see me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So do you feel like a woman like me?
Uh-huh. What would you rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? You cannot use 7.
Would I rate myself?
Just your face.
My face when I wake up 5, but when I put myself together 6.
Okay. And how tall are you?
5'5".
Dress size.
I'm sorry?
Your dress size.
A 3.
Okay. So that makes you, if you give yourself a 5, that's average.
Yes.
So average looking women tend not to get high earning men. They tend to get average men.
So,
I mean, stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Breathe and digest. You're 35 years old and you can look around and see the world. You don't tend to see higher earning men with average looking women off rip. If you do see them, they got their average looking woman when they were both really young and he built his way up. But a man earning the kind of money you're talking about does not go for an average looking woman.
I mean, my body is not average. So,
but ma'am, you please don't make me say it.
Say what? I really just wanted some advice. I love your.
I'm giving you advice, but you're not taking it. The advice is, ma'am, you're average looking at best.
I'm taking it in, but
okay, but you're not accepting the fact that okay. Average looking women, average looking woman who's older, average looking older woman with a 13-year-old son, average looking woman with a 13-year-old son with a sketchy baby daddy. This gets worse every time I say something. And now you're asking for a man who's in the top 10% of men. You don't qualify for one. And you're making, I mean, I don't want to have to go there. But when you put in all these other factors, why can't you just get a man that's an average guy?
Sometimes I feel like in order to fully submit, I have to feel like he's in.
Well, then you're gonna die alone. How about that? Let me just cut to the chase, ma'am. You can feel like what you want to, but women like you die alone, straight up, because you think you're better than the men that you qualify for. And the only reason, honestly, ma'am, that I can see a woman like yourself really thinking you deserve more is because you earn more money than most people around you in North Carolina. But if your ass worked at the post office, you would not think so highly of your opportunities. And that's the reality. Men don't care about your money. Not the kind of men that you want. We don't care about your money. It ain't ours. We care about the fact that you are older and you got kids. And you're average. And your reality of your life has showed you that. You don't have the kind of men that you want knocking on your door trying to find you. See, what we've done in this country, this world, is we've told women like yourself that you can have it all, and you got a Prince Charming who's 6 feet tall, 6-figure income, jawline, all this other kind of stuff. And I'm sorry, man. No. Most people get average people, especially average people. You're an average person. I mean, let's be real. You're not running Microsoft. You got a pet grooming business. You've been making 6 figures for the last 3 years. Okay. But if I'm looking at you, but if I looked at you and I took all that off of you, all the eyelashes and all the hair, what do you look like under there?
I mean, I look the same. I'm just.
No, you don't. Because if you did, you wouldn't have all that on.
I'm sorry.
No, you don't. You don't look the same because if you did, you wouldn't have all that on.
So, what is your advice for
Okay.
women that
All right, I'll tell you my advice, man, because you're not listening to me. This is why I always recommend you need therapy. Because you seem like a sweet woman, but you don't. But you're not getting it.
you're being so mean?
I'm not being. Don't tell me I'm being mean. Well, I'm about to be mean. I get tired of you broads telling me I'm being mean because you cannot handle the goddamn truth. You called my show on a day that you're even supposed to be here, and I honored the call and sat here and tried to help you. And I'm telling me I'm being mean. Get the fuck out of my phone. I'm tired of y'all doing this shit.
Peace and blessings, everybody. Have your expectations. Have your expectations. But know and be willing. Know and be willing to do what it takes to receive that which you expect, want, desire. In any circumstance, in any situation, in any dynamic in life. You know, one of the things that I would tell brothers is that one way to govern yourself, or tell people in general who seem to lack a certain consciousness or awareness or rouge stick or balance about what's appropriate or not, or what's acceptable or not when dealing with the opposite sex. I would tell people that one way to govern yourself is by looking at something, a situation, and asking yourself, would you accept, deal with, tolerate, be okay with something that you want someone else to be okay with, deal with, tolerate? And if you're not, then you shouldn't do it. You see, motivational speaker Eric Thomas, he always talks about bringing value, as well as my brother Ben X. They always talk about, even in business, when you are seeking entrepreneurship, that don't focus on getting the bag. Focus on solving a problem. Focus on bringing value. You see, if we approach relationships like that, if we approach unions like that, with the mindset that I'm not coming here looking for what I can receive, looking for what I can take out of the situation. And you see, that's the mindset of the average person. Everybody comes to this thing looking like, well, what are you bringing to the table? At least that's most women. What are you bringing to the table? I can do bad by myself, right? That's the mindset. What is you bringing to the table? You see, I tell people all the time, the reason why you find yourself in these situations and relationships that you're not happy in, that you're not harmonious in, is because, one, you're trying to make something into something it's not. You're trying to make a person into something they're not. And two, you are looking to receive something out of something that you're not first putting in it. You know, I hear people say, like, I've heard sisters say that the person I am as a single person isn't the same person I am in a relationship. But they don't understand, whether it be male or female, they don't understand that a person not going to want you in a relationship if the person that they see as a single person isn't somebody they would want in a relationship. If a man or a female see that every time they turn around, you and another individual's face smiling and doing this, that, and another, they're not going to want it. They're not going to see you as a wife, or they're not going to see you as a husband if you're not productive and getting out and earning your keep in the land. You can't say I'm going to turn into a husband or I'm going to turn into a wife once I'm in that position. You have to already be that. You have to already be putting out that which you want in return. And when you find yourself in a situation, giving someone something that they're not giving you back in return, that they're not reciprocating. You don't have to ask for it. You don't have to demand it. You don't have to talk about it. You don't have to say what you want, don't want. What you need to do is make a decision. You see, when a situation isn't giving you any situation, isn't giving you that which you put forth out, with that which you plan into it, that which you invested into it. If it's not giving you your return, your investment, if it's not reciprocating with you, the value that you're giving it, then you need to make a decision. You need to make a decision to move forward and put yourself in a situation that does give you that which you want or desire in return as a result of that which you plan into it. It makes me think about it and reminds me of Napoleon Hill in one of his principles. And I remember in one of the 17 principles, he talks about the same thing in regards to always go the extra mile. You know, and it's a guarantee that when you put forth out, that it will give you that which you are reaching for a desire in return. And when a situation isn't doing such, then you need to get out of that situation and put yourself in a situation that does. You know? So when you think about what you want out of your significant other, first know what is required of you to get that. And be more than willing to do that, and then do it. Don't just say, oh, I'm going to do it when I'm in a certain situation. No, start doing it. Start being everything you be. And see, really, this part that I'm talking about in regards to be willing to do what's necessary, the part that I'm talking about really has everything to do with you. It really has not much to do with the person. It has everything to do with who you are. You see, a lot of individuals need to go undergo counseling, need to go and start trying to heal from all of these different traumas they've experienced as a child in earlier years or in past relationships. You really need to go seek counseling, because the trauma that you've experienced, which has shaped your perception, your perspective in a lot of ways, and has caused you make certain decisions in life, deal with things in the way that you do, put up certain blockages when you come forth into another individual's realm. You know, those are things that have to be dealt with. You know, you have to go do what you know is necessary to become a better person. Undergo counseling. If you want to look a certain way physically, start working out. My point is this here. Know where you need to be. Know that who you are and have been will not get you to where you're trying to go and what you're trying to receive out of life. And that can be in any dynamic. Know that when you stop elevating, when you stop growing, when you stop evolving with the people that you meet, with the people that are in your circle, with the people that gravitate to you, then it's something about you that needs to change. You need to grow. You need to evolve. You need to stop saying, this is just who I am. Either accept me or leave me. Now, you can't bring that into situations where you don't. If you can't bring it into new situations. You know, if you still want to continue to deal with what you've been dealing with, then be the same person. But if you want more than what you've been dealing with, then you have to evolve first. To be prepared for that. For that to even see you. For that to even harmonize with you. Expect what you shall. Because in whatever you want in life, whatever you feel you need that makes you happy, whatever your expectations are, I don't believe it's another human being's place to say you're being unrealistic for expecting that. But I think you're being unrealistic if you're not willing to do the work first on self in order to get that and maintain that, which you expect. Because you have to first be putting out a certain thing into the earth to receive the things that you want. So for you to expect something and not be willing to do the work, that is unrealistic. But the expectation you have, the things you feel you want and need in life, to be at peace, to be happy, to be full, to be whole, no other human being has the right or position to tell you that that expectation is beyond you, or that expectation is something you shouldn't have. You just got to be willing to do the work to receive it. You have to become valuable enough and put out enough value in order for that to be your reciprocation, in order for the expectation that you have to be the reciprocation of the value that you put out. I thought that was a very interesting interview. And I think that their brother handled her pretty harshly, though. I don't think he had to handle her like that, but he dealt with her also as a result of his experiences and where he stands at in life. So I don't judge him, but at the same time, I do believe that you can say anything to anybody, but I believe we have to be skillful and crafty enough and wise enough to really try to cipher through the words and mannerism and energy that that's afforded to us in how we communicate things to people.